Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Our last lesson for telling time, I just wanted to review with you again AM and PM and give you a project that you can do at home. So first we'll go through what we've learned so far about time, and then I'll give you the project to do. So our analog clock. Our analog clock has two hands. It has the shorter hour hand and the longer minute hand. Good. And this is the face of the clock or the belly of the clock? The face of the clock. Good job. And to tell time by the hour, the minute hand is always going to be at the 12. The hour hand is what tells us the numbers. So 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock. All right. Then we have the type of clock that is digital, which I don't think I have my digital. No. The digital one is the one that just shows us the times like this. So the first number tells us the hour or the minute? The hour. Good. Then we have the two dots. And then the second numbers tells us the minute. Very good. And for the hour, it is the number 2 dots 0 0 because we don't have any minutes. It's just the hour. So we're just going to have the 0 0. All right. And then we talked about morning, afternoon, and evening. So in the morning, we do things like brush our teeth, have breakfast, get dressed, make our bed, maybe watch TV, maybe do some homework. In the afternoon is when we have lunch, and it becomes afternoon at 12 o'clock noon. And then from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it is the afternoon. And then once we hit 6 o'clock, we go into the evening. And what do we do in the evening? We do things like eat dinner, get ready for bed, have a bedtime story, maybe take a bath or a shower, maybe have a bedtime snack, and we go to sleep. And then we talked about the AM and the PM. We talked about the AM and the PM. We said at 12 o'clock midnight, while we are sleeping, the day changes. It becomes a new day. So like today, I'm making this video on Wednesday. So at 12 o'clock midnight tonight, it will no longer be Wednesday. It will change to Thursday. All right? So 12 o'clock midnight starts AM. So when we're sleeping and it changes to Thursday at 12 o'clock midnight, then it'll go 1 o'clock AM, 2 o'clock AM, 3, 4, 5 o'clock AM, 6 o'clock AM, 7 o'clock AM, 8 o'clock AM, 9 o'clock AM, 10 o'clock AM, 11 o'clock AM. And then it is 12 o'clock again, but it is 12 o'clock noon. It is lunchtime. So then it's 12 o'clock PM. Good. And then we go all through the numbers again. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And those are all PM until we hit 12 o'clock midnight. Dun, da, da. That changes back to AM. AM is the morning. AM comes first. Then the PM, which is our afternoon, and our evening. Good. All right, So, your activity, pretty simple. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper, okay? You're going to put your 2 pieces of paper together, not stapling them yet or anything. And you're going to cut them, ooh, that's attached to my scissors there. You're going to cut them long ways, like a hot dog fold, but we're not folding, we're just cutting down the middle, okay? So then you'll end up having 4 pieces of paper. And then I did kind of think you're going to need a stapler, which I forgot my stapler, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go get it. Okay, if you're doing this on your own, then you can use tape. You don't have to have a stapler. If you don't have a stapler at home, maybe you don't. You're going to staple your pieces of paper together long ways. So you're going to have, when you're finished, really long piece of paper. Right? That's 3 of my pieces together. So I'm going to put on my last one, number 4. Right? So there's my really long piece of paper. Right? Now, with this really long piece of paper, we're going to fold it like a caterpillar fold. So, fold one side in, then fold it back, then fold it over, then fold it back, like a pattern, over, back, over, back, and over, right? So it should look something like that. You're going to have a bunch of squares or rectangles when you're finished. Then you can unravel it, and it's like an accordion or like a caterpillar, okay? Now, you're going to write some digital times on it. So you're going to need a pencil. I'm going to use a marker so it shows up. So on the very first one, on the left end, like we read from left to right, okay? So you're going to start on the very left side, and you're going to write 8 o'clock a.m. So it should look something like that. Okay, then your next one, you're going to write 9 o'clock a.m. That's in your next square or rectangle. Then we're going to skip to 11 o'clock a.m. And then your next one is going to be 12 o'clock p.m. because it's 12 o'clock lunchtime. So I have 8 o'clock a.m., 9 o'clock a.m., 11 o'clock a.m., and 12 o'clock p.m. That changes us. We're no longer a.m. We are now in the afternoon, so we are p.m. Right, so after 12 o'clock, let's do 2 o'clock p.m. Yes, I'm skipping some times. I'm skipping some hours. So we're not doing 24 hours of our day. We're only going to do some of the hours in our day. Right? So I did 2 o'clock p.m. Next, we'll do 4 o'clock p.m. And then 6 o'clock p.m. p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. Now we'll do 7 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock p.m., and 9 o'clock p.m. Now remember when we talked about numbers and we had a line and we had numbers on that line, and that was called a number line, right? Because it was a line with numbers. So what we just made is called a timeline. I know it's not exactly a line, but it is a long piece of paper. We can pretend it is a line. And it's a timeline because we wrote different times starting at 8 o'clock a.m. and we ended at 9 o'clock p.m. All right? So your job with this, whenever day you're watching this video, then tomorrow, doesn't matter what day it is, but tomorrow, so you have a full day, then when you get up in the morning, see what time it is. If it's not 8 o'clock a.m. yet, then don't do anything. If it is 8 o'clock a.m., then you're going to draw a picture of waking up, getting out of bed. Whatever you're doing at 8 o'clock a.m., that's what you draw a picture of. Maybe you're still sleeping, then you draw a picture of you in your bed sleeping. 9 o'clock a.m., you're going to draw a picture of whatever you do. 11 o'clock a.m., draw a picture of whatever you do. So for the day that you're doing this, you're going to have to watch the clock or ask mom and dad to help you remember when it's this time, whatever time you're at. You have to stop and go draw a picture quick. So you're keeping track of what you're doing your whole day at different times throughout the day to practice your AM and your PM. Okay? So you're starting at 8 o'clock a.m. and then your last time is 9 o'clock p.m. Whatever you're doing, unless it's something silly, like, you know, you're going to the bathroom or something, you don't draw a picture of that. That would be kind of crazy. All right? So you're making a timeline of your day. You're practicing writing your digital times, and then you are drawing your pictures to show me what you're doing. And then, like usual, take a picture, have mom or dad send it to me so I can see the timeline pictures that you had made. All right? Sorry, interruption there. All right, so that's our last time activity. Next time we're going to start to talk a little bit about fractions. Very, very simple fractions. You're probably like, what is a fraction? A fraction is when you talk about a whole of something and then you break it down into equal parts. Like if I have this paper and I fold it in half. Well, you guys pretty much know what that means. That means you fold it over to the other side, crease, press down the crease or press down the fold, and then you have two equal parts. This is half of your paper. This is half of your paper. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals one whole paper. Didn't know that, huh? So we're just going to do simple fractions, and that sadly will be the last thing that we're going to talk about this year in math. That will be the last thing that we learn about. So check out the fraction videos and show me your timelines, and I will see you again. Have a good day. Love you.